Remember Me poses the difficult question of whether a game's value should be based on its creativity or its technical execution. Because, while at its heart Remember Me is a typical action game, many of the ideas and flourishes around its core are very refreshing. It begins with hero Nilin, in prison having her mind erased for crimes unknown. Yes, it's good old amnesia again, but here at least it serves more than just an excuse for a confused lead character, as memories lie at the heart of Remember Me's story. Nilin is freed from her prison by the terrorist Edge, who believes only she can help him stop the corrupt system that uses memory as a commodity. Communicating with her through her Sensen, a neural device that controls memories, he guides the confused escapee to the slums of Neo-Paris and her freedom. So begins Nilin's quest for her memory. Led by Edge, she commits numerous acts of terrorism in pursuit of her goal. Along the way, seeing the results of her actions, she also starts to question if the ends truly justify the means, and if Edge's cause is the right one. What Remember Me does well is its manipulation of memory as a storytelling device. As Nilin regains fragments of memory, you learn more about the world around you together. Stealing others' memories also helps you fill in these gaps, along with unlocking new powers and offering solutions to the game's puzzles. The most exciting element of all this, however, is Nilin's ability to manipulate memories. Using her own Sensen, she's able to hack into the minds of others, altering their recall of the past. It's an interesting mechanic, as you watch the target relive moments from their past and then scrub through events, altering small factors to change their memory. Rewinding through memories, elements that can be changed show up as glitches, which can then be activated with the tap of a button, allowing events to play out differently. For example, tricking somebody into believing they've lost the need to save a loved one could stop them acting a certain way and make them more pliable to Nilin's cause. Unfortunately, while these were by far the most interesting parts of Remember Me, there were only 5 or 6 of them in the game, a real missed opportunity. As a result of this, rather than messing with people's minds, Remember Me spends most of its time having Nilin navigate the world with a clunky third-person climbing mechanic and battling a variety of enemies. Climbing through the world is just like any other modern adventure game, except you feel less nimble and are tied to a narrow path. Nilin's sluggish pace is only saved by the look of the world. The towering Neo-Paris is wonderfully well realised as she moves through each of the distinct areas. There are some moments of awe as she lifts herself high above the bleached white world, contrasted well against other areas such as the disgusting and impoverished slums. A host of camera effects also add to the world's look. From conveying dizzying heights to disorientating impacts, Remember Me makes good use of its camera to add drama to the more scripted scenes. Unfortunately, the camera is not always well behaved, often following Nilin too closely and creating tricky angles. This proves especially frustrating in combat, as when leaping over enemies, you will frequently end a combo as Nilin locks onto a new opponent. Luckily, the fighting is not as stilted as the navigation. Entering combat, everything gets more nimble, as Nilin is able to vault, dodge and attack enemies with ease. Remember Me has only a handful of combos, but the crafting system allows them to be quite versatile. A combo could just be a punch punch punch, but each blow's effect can be customised to increase health, speed up cooldown or deal extra damage. While the constant drip of new moves that can be found throughout the game means that Remember Me can be a tad handholdy, it's an interesting twist on a classic system that allows combat to have depth without needing to memorise hundreds of combos. Remember Me has a great story with some fantastic ideas, undermined by the fact it leans too heavily on what it does poorly. If every level ended with a memory reconstruction rather than a tedious boss fight, this could have been one of my favourite games of the year, but as it is, this is a game I will only remember for its novel concept.
Only a militant believes that the ends always justify the means.
Tune in again soon for more reviews, and remember to visit playdevil.com for all of your gaming news.